Welcome to the Spot Show. I'm your host, Jessica Lanice. On today's show, we'll be discussing about how technology influences our daily lives with our guest panelist, Telisa D, the founder of Flytechnista and Steeamnist. Then we will get to know more about Telisa and her brand. But first, let's go to my guest co-host, Sasha Nycole, to find out what's trending on how technology influences our daily lives.
We are currently living in a time where technology plays perhaps one of the biggest influences on our daily lives. Huge, even. Each and every day, new advancements are being made in the tech world to help make things run faster and more efficiently. From personal brands to small businesses to big corporations, these companies are always in the know with the latest devices, apps, and gadgets to help make their companies work even better. Take the fast food industry, for example. Before, customers would have to walk up to the counter and place their orders with the cashier. Now, chain restaurants such as McDonald's or Panera Bread have kiosks where you can place your own order. Yep, that's right. No more having to repeat yourself. But what about those technologies that are able to track what we do or say on a daily basis, like smartwatches that can track our steps? This is a good thing if you're looking to improve on your physical health. But what about those apps that use our conversations to flood us with advertisements? Have you ever noticed how you can be talking about a particular brand in a specific color or design, and that same exact brand will appear on your Facebook timeline moments later? Well, that's because certain apps access our microphones, and they can pick up on keywords in our conversations to help filter apps that pique our interest. Crazy, right? I know. So how much does technology really influence us on the daily? Does it really help make life easier? Let's take it to our panelists to find out how they use technology and if it influences them on the daily basis.
Thank you, Sasha Nycole, for these trends. We also have our guest panelist, Telisa D, who's the founder of Flytechnista and Steeamnist, and she's going to be joining us in this discussion about technology to find out, how it's influencing our daily lives. But first, Sasha, based on what you said recently, the last point that you said about how Facebook and all these different social media are able to give advertisement based on what we talk about or what we search online, like, what do you guys think about that?
Well, when I first heard about it, I just thought it was crazy because I was moving to Brooklyn at the time, and I was looking for a bed set, but it was this really specific bed set, specific color and everything, and I was talking about it, and then I ended up seeing an ad about it on Facebook. Then I saw an ad about it on Instagram, and I said, what are the odds that social media knows exactly which bed that I was referring to? And then it wasn't until I was speaking to a good friend of mine, and they were like, yeah, you do know that they can hear your conversations, and so that's how they filter out different ads that come to you. And I was like, that's so crazy. And I've started noticing it more and more from like shoes, or like I'll be talking about a particular coat, and it's just so crazy because now it's like, where's our privacy?
Right.
Yeah, so mostly that is partially because they have this algorithm that kind of taps into the app. I know that sounds like a fancy tech word, but that's what they use to actually listen. So it's not just audible listening, they're listening and watching our behaviors on our phones and our devices. And one time, like, again, I was at home in the house and I heard someone playing Evanescence. And then the next thing I know, I looked down on my Facebook and there's an app that Evanescence was coming to like Barclays or something.
Wow.
And that's too scary for me because it has, location-based targeted advertisement based on what's going on around you. They can just do anything now.
Right.
So crazy.
But isn't that, like you said, it's invading your privacy? So does that mean we don't have any privacy at all with technology now?
You don't. The moment that you decide to subscribe to any kind of app, service, website, you then forfeit certain privacies that you have on your device. Like they have machine learning. Machine learning basically watches the behavior on your phone, and then next thing you know, it's suggesting all these things for you.
Now, I know you've been in the tech industry for a while now, and you're very good at what you do. I know that the tech world, you have to sort of have like a forward mindset. Where do you see technology going in the next few years, maybe 5 years? If it's this bad, where do you see it going?
To some people that might be bad, and to some people that might be helpful. I see our society becoming more dependent on technology, which can be a bad thing, where I remember having a conversation with someone where they're like, I don't even know how I navigated before maps. And it's like, I don't either, but I know I
Right.
used to do it, and I used to get there. I used to drive from states to states and with ease, with no navigation. But now I feel like watching the state of technology change our life, our community, our society, like people might stop thinking for themselves, which is a bad thing. So that's pretty much where I see it going.
Do you think
Dangerous.
there's anything that we can do to where either find a balance between technology and no technology?
Absolutely. I feel like it's important to be mindful that technology is supposed to help enhance our life, not to live our lives for us, and that we still have to maintain these very real interpersonal relationships. Number one, like it's good that you can use video to have a chat. Like my mom doesn't live here, so I can always speak to her. But it's really bad if I'm having relationships with people that are in Brooklyn, that are in New York, and I can't even meet with them face to face. We're only texting, we're only on WhatsApp, we're only G-chatting. Like that's not how you build real relationships, and I mean like that should be like the ultimate resort, like if you don't have access to those things.
Yeah, that's so true, because if we think about it, like let's say we're all in this room together and let's say it's at an event, and instead of just going up to the person and saying, hey, what's up, or whatever it is that you want to talk about, you're texting them, so what do you think? And you're looking at the person to see if they're going to respond instead of just going up to the person. And I noticed that happens a lot, especially within families and friends, like especially if you're in the same place. Like how can we get out of that? It became so much of an influence in our lives that it's just normal now.
I think it shouldn't be normal. I think you should put some things in place. Like for me, for example, I don't sleep with my phone by my bed no more. Because if I do, then I'm just going to be up all night on Facebook, on Instagram. And I mean, it's not like these are bad things like when you can't sleep, but they just keep you up longer than you need to. Your phone dies when you don't charge it. So does your body. Like you need to recharge your body. You need to get rest. So that's number one that I do. And the second thing, I make sure I have one day that I actually interact and engage with real people in real life, doing a real thing with no phones at the table if it's dinner, no phones if we're going to an event, we're actually talking to each other, getting to know each other. And then also, there's certain things that I commit to remembering, like people's phone numbers now, just in case. I used to know like 80 phone numbers.
God forbid your phone like crashes.
Exactly. Like, so I mean, like even with all of these ways that we can back up our devices, we can back up data, we can save it to a cloud somewhere, like where are we really storing things in our head and our mind? Like, we need to be mindful of that.
I love what you said there. It's almost like disciplining yourself. Like I do something also, I think I was telling you about it, Jess. I don't do work in my bed anymore. Because I think that the room kind of has to be, you have to have a safe place where you can kind of refresh your mind, recharge, revamp yourself. And I think that the bedroom, for me, I used to always be on my laptop doing work, And I noticed like when I would wake up, I would have a full 8 hours of sleep, but I would still be tired. As soon as I took the TV and I took my laptop and all that stuff, only thing I do in my room is really read and like maybe listen to some music.
That's an excellent
And I feel like I wake up I'm so refreshed and I feel so rejuvenated because I took that one step to take that technology and all that stuff out of my life, out of my bedroom at least.
Sorry, but still, do you still, like, I know I wake up, the first thing I gotta do when I wake up is check my phone.
No, be grateful.
No?
When you wake up, you should start a gratitude journal or think of something that you're grateful about before you get online.
Okay.
Like, I feel like that sets your day in perspective, because if you see some stupid news or if you see some just ratchetness or you see someone got sheathered or something, then your whole day, like everything that you need to get done is kind of thrown off because you're so focused on what was that? What's this hashtag?
Right.
You know?
I do wake up and I say thank you 15 times before I do anything.
Okay, so I need to practice that then. Because as soon as I get out of bed, or not even get out yet, I have to look at my phone first before I can actually start my day. And I do feel like it's a bad thing because, like you said, you get so distracted of what's happening online that you forget to do what you have to do for yourself, or at least delay it for where you can be on time and get a lot of things done. And I'm most definitely practicing of not working in my bed either. Because as an entrepreneur, you're like working at home unless you have an office. But I don't have one, so it's like I'm most definitely in bed working. So I guess we just need to like find some sort of balance for the majority, you know, to where it can influence us where, like you said, enhance,
Yeah.
but not necessarily take over.
Yeah. It should enhance your life, not enable you.
Exactly.
Like, that's when technology becomes a problem. So definitely those are the things that help me find balance, and also having a dedicated space to do things. Like, you wouldn't do kitchen stuff in a bathroom, so you shouldn't be doing work in your bedroom. Like, that should be where you rest, where you think, where you reflect, where you recharge. There's just various things, like, we need to put more rules around our technology.
Right. I remember for your birthday, we had someone brought up, said, okay, everybody put your phone down
In
on
the middle of the table.
And
Yeah.
If you
takes
move
up
it,
their
you gotta
phone
pay
first.
that bill. Yeah.
And that was like 20
I'm
of
a
us.
big fan of that. I ain't touching that phone.
Everybody was like, okay, we're not going to touch the phone.
Yeah.
But it was my birthday, so I could touch the phone.
Yeah. And plus, you want to get a picture of that beautiful food, but like,
Right.
to be at a conversation, to be at a table with someone, and they're not listening to you, they're looking at their phone every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really feel like you're really connecting to people and
Exactly.
to each other. And it's like, even like if it was a date or with your friends, like, I don't want you to live stream everything I'm doing. This
Right.
is some
Right.
regular basic stuff.
Right.
Like, I'm just doing laundry. Like, I don't want to be that connected. There's
Right.
not that much interesting stuff happening. Like,
Right.
no one's doing karate in my laundry mat.
Right.
Like, I don't need my phone out to be recording stuff. Like,
Right. So I guess we can conclude we need to find a balance with using technology. Ladies, this was like a good discussion, but we're not going anywhere. We'll come back to get to know more about Telisa and her brand. So stay tuned.
Jess, what are you doing? We're taping.
I know, but I mean, I just wanted to take a look at our new subscribers and followers on Instagram and Facebook.
We got the numbers going up? Okay,
Yes.
numbers going up.
But I really want more followers because we need to have the world know what's going on.
So why don't you tell them? Tell them to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The L Spot Show, duh.
Oh yeah, and we need to tell them to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at the L Spot Show.
Exactly.
You know what? We'll get it in the next tape. All right, let's look.
Okay.
Yes.
And we're back. We're here today with a woman who is trailblazing a new path for women in the tech field. We have Telisa from Flytechnista here, and she has a lot to tell us about the tech industry and new developments. But first, we want to know, how did you get started with your own projects?
Yes.
So, I entered into technology in 1998 at a time where there was limited resources or role models for little girls and black girls like me. But I still found my way, and I ended up navigating my tech career from being a classically trained visual artist and dancer.
Oh, okay.
Which was totally unexpected. I had no idea that I would enter into tech, but I had to learn how to merge my art with technology. And then from then, I just became very passionate and curious about it. So, you know, fast forward 19 years later, working in various technical and creative roles, from, you know, the MIT community to Silicon Valley, and not seeing women and people
Right.
of color in these leadership spaces, and as well as in technical roles, and that didn't feel good to me. So I didn't really know how to fix that. And I started mentoring, and once I started mentoring, I seen that, wow, there's a lot of women and girls who are interested in technology and computing, but they don't have any idea of how to navigate and get through their career or education steps. So I started off doing that one-on-one with individuals who I was connected to, and then it just became bigger, and I created a platform, Flytechnista, which helps women and girls to connect to education, career resources, and entrepreneurship opportunities in tech.
That's amazing.
So
That's awesome.
Do you feel like it's difficult to learn because I know there's various aspects of technology, but do you feel like there's something difficult to learn for, which is why it was limited, especially at that time?
No, I don't even believe that it's difficult to learn. I think how technology is taught, or how we think that it relates to our lives, like, we feel that we can't become creators of technology. We only become consumers of this technology. So I think that there are various ways that people and women can contribute and be a part of technology that doesn't have anything to do with coding. Like, so, you know, that is my traditional background. I am a developer, but I don't assume every woman in tech is a
Right.
coder or developer. We need innovators and creators together. So it's really more so, if you're passionate about something, something and you see how it correlates in response to your life and what you can use it for, then you become interested and you want to pursue it. For me, technology just gave me the freedom to build the company that I wanted to. Like, I didn't have to wait for someone to build my website or to show me how to do digital marketing. Like, I was like, wait, I can do all this stuff by myself and like get out there and get money. Like that was it for me. It became a freedom.
Right. Now, but you touched on something in the beginning where you said that there weren't a lot of resources for women like you, like African American women in the tech field. What were some of the stereotypes or anything that you kind of went through initially with wanting to like get into this field? Did you experience any rejection?
Yeah, so navigating my career has been really interesting, actually. Like, you know, again, coming in with no resources. Now we have like over 2,000 organizations and institutions and initiatives in the U.S. alone that are committed to helping people to gain technical skills. But fast forward back to 98 and 99, like that wasn't a thing. Like when you was going on Google looking like, how do I code? Like I used to have to go to Barnes and Nobles to sit, to read the books, hand copy the code, and then go practice it on a computer at a library because I didn't even own one. So like, you know, when I think of stuff like that, and I was able to teach myself 8 programming languages in 1 year at 16 years old. There was no girls who code or black girls code or any of that stuff at the time when I started. Like, so that was one obstacle. So like, again, passion and determination helped me. But then even in spite of having 8 programming languages, I didn't feel confident to pursue computer science when I got to college because I didn't know anyone who was of color. I didn't know any women in that field. So I really settled for like a creative path towards technology because that's what I felt safest at, and I've seen women in that space, so that made me feel safe to go there. But it was a lot of obstacles, like, you know, leading to senior roles when you look up and you're the only woman sitting on a dev team, and people think you got there because you're black or because you're a woman. But like, fortunate for me, I've been in the industry for so long that I had a lot of male allies and mentors early on. But towards later in my career, when I started to seek out mentorship from other women in tech, it was very challenging. So that is something that I also like to address too, that we need to support each other and not be the queen bee in that industry.
Absolutely. So what are the differences from you starting in 1998 to now?
Significant, and I am so excited and happy. No, seriously, I've seen so many changes. I've seen these organizations and groups pop up and meetups pop up where people can just come and learn, and they don't have to spend $24K a year to learn computer science or more. They can either go to boot camps, they can go to hackathons, they can go to workshops. There's all these safe spaces where you can come and learn. So that's one of the biggest things that I've seen. Like, if I didn't have to navigate, like, you know, going through higher ed, and I do encourage people to get, you know, the schooling that they need, but I had a combination of both. I was self-taught, and then I was classically educated. Like, when you're classically educated, you miss out on a lot of real world and like work experience, but then when you're self-taught, you miss out on a lot of there was a lot of mistakes I wouldn't have made had I known how to properly do it the first way. So those are 2 things that I definitely seen the difference in, as like, you know, from 98 to 2017, like it's just so many opportunities and resources and just things for people, for women, for girls, for young boys to just pursue technology.
And you're a businesswoman. You have a few businesses under your belt. Congratulations on that. What would you say for a small business owner or entrepreneur, what are some key apps that they should be focused on to help grow their companies?
Some apps
or any devices or anything that you can, any tips of like how they can grow their business?
So I don't know for apps, but I know some helpful tips as far as productivity and then just looking for stuff. So for me, like financially to grow your business, you actually do need, there's a few things that's involved in that. You have to determine what kind of capital is right for you. Like, do you want investors, angel investors, VCs? Do you want a crowd fund? Do you want a loan from a bank? So there's various platforms out there that will help you find the right things that's right for you. And then also the second thing that I use the most is Google. I use Google
Google
for
is your friend.
everything.
Yes.
I use Google Drive for every single thing, like for making an intake form, for partnerships, for managing my time, my schedule, my calendar. They have a really cool feature within the Google Apps calendar that you can just set goals that you want to do, and then like it delegates the time for you to do it.
Wow.
So it's like, that's what helped me save like 3 hours in my day.
That's amazing.
Yes, and really quickly, tell us a little bit more about Steeamnista.
So Steeamnista is an initiative of Flytechnista. STEAM is for science, technology, engineering, entrepreneurship, arts, and makers. So because these are the various spaces that women need to be participation, leadership, and these spaces in STEAM. So that's why it was important for me to do that. We just had a Steeamnista summit that with Samsung in November 2016.
Oh, awesome.
They're our partners for STEAM, and they're committed to helping women in leadership and engaging women across those industries to
Wow.
be confident creators
Yeah.
and innovators and leaders of
That's
technology.
amazing.
I think that's great.
Yes, that is truly amazing. So tell us a little bit more about Steeamnista and how you founded it.
So Steeamnista came about as part of the White House had an initiative where they had CS for All, which was computer science, and that was President Obama's administration, their commitment to engage all students in computer science because they believed that that was going to be the future, which it is.
Right.
Yeah.
So we was more than happy to participate and create an initiative around it, and that's kind of how Steeamnista was birthed. So we was invited to participate in the White House CS for All initiative, where we made a commitment to engage 5,000 students in computer science across 5 cities. And it was a tremendous success, and it's something that I've continued to do because it's our commitment, like not just to that administration, but it's just our commitment to our
Right.
community, to the students and to the youth, that to help them gain computer science and technology skills.
So
Amazing.
how did you make your way to the White House? So like what
Yeah,
what
how did you get-
conversation took place?
Did you see Obama?
I
Right.
did see Obama. I've seen
Girl.
Obama 3 times because I've been to the White House 3 times in 1 year.
Wow.
Literally last January, I was like, man, I would love to go to the White House. And then in June, I got an invitation. I was like, this isn't real.
What?
So I found out I was nominated as for the United States of Women Changemakers. They had I was nominated in innovation and technology and encouraging women in entrepreneurship, and that was the first run. And then the second run I was there was they had a maker fair, and then the third time I was there was for the CS for All
Amazing.
summit.
Wow.
So.
Amazing.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yes.
I know that was a wonderful experience.
It was.
Yes.
I mean, that was such a supportive administration,
Yeah.
and I am really just honored to have had the opportunity to partner with them.
Is this something that you're looking to do again? Or is it ongoing?
It's ongoing. So
Okay.
I am continuing our Steeamnista initiative, and we are still committed to our 5 cities, which are New York City, Boston, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Georgia, and Oakland. But I'm hoping to branch it out to more cities as well to help
Amazing.
engage students and youth in computer science and STEAM.
And I wanted to
Amazing.
know, are you doing this all by yourself or do you have a team?
So I kind of have a team, but it's still just me. I'm just like powering through,
Wow.
and like I am so blessed and fortunate because when people believe in what you're doing, they will get behind you and
Yeah.
support
Right.
it. And I can't tell you how many doors and people who have just been willing to help me do various things because I have a pay it forward mentality that I do. So on
Right.
Fridays, I reach out to other founders and I ask if there's any help that they need for 5 hours. I commit to doing that.
Right.
Like various things that I have access of doing or knowledge of doing, I've done that, and I'm watching it be full circle right now. on my own.
Amazing.
Yes,
Amazing.
that is
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Is there, give us one advice or give our audience one advice that you would tell them of doing initiatives and starting companies like this, and especially as a Black woman?
Yeah, so for people of color and for women especially, you definitely, I found a lot of success by getting clear about what I want, being focused, and being consistent. So like how you get something is how you keep something. So if you work really hard, you got to keep working really hard. It doesn't
Right.
get easier because you
Yeah.
worked hard. Like if you start slacking, you start slipping, you start losing things. So that's the one advice that I would definitely give. And always, I plan. I am a
Right.
planner, planning
Yes.
maniac, because every vision needs a plan to accompany it and to execute it. So,
Right,
absolutely.
absolutely. Is
Definitely.
there anything else you want to share with our audience?
Be fly, hustle fly. Technology gives us all wings to fly. We need innovators and creators in the same space, and there's various ways that people can just contribute to creating technologies and not just being consumers of it.
Awesome. Thank you so much once again for joining us.
Thank you.
Just let everyone know where they can find you or find more information about Flytechnista and Steeamnista.
For more information on Flytechnista, you can visit flytechnista.org or Steeamnista, STEEAMNISTA.org. And I am Telisa D everywhere. And you can find me at telisadotry.com.
I can't believe how much technology plays a role in our lives, but we have to go with the times. I want to say thank you to Telisa D for joining us today, and thank you to my guest co-host Sasha Nycole for joining me on today's show while Camille was out. Sasha Nycole, let everyone know how they can find you.
Sure thing. You guys can look me up on social media. My handles are Sasha Nycole TV. Check out my YouTube channel, Sasha Nycole TV, and also my newly developed website, sashanycole.com. You know, we just have really motivational content. We have more interviews, which I hope you guys will all enjoy, and of course, event coverage from yours truly. So just thank you guys so much for all the support, and thank you, Jess, for having me on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. So to stay updated with what's happening with our guests, our hosts, and the show, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at The L Spot Show. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, The L Spot Show, to see our latest episodes and unseen footage. Before we go, we'd like to say thank you to our production team for being so committed. To our viewers, thank you for watching, and make sure you too network and be recognized. See you next week.
No, you had it.
Come on. It's a technology. It's technology.
Hold it. That's Jessica's line.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that.
What?
Try 11.
So,
Let me see 11.
Steeamnista is under Flytechnista. It's just an initiative. Flytechnista is a company.
It's 11.
It's 11?
11 will take on.
So let me bring it down. I just turned
You
it
got
off.
it.
I just turned it off.
Turn it off completely.
Can't read.